Welcome to Grow Overload. And we've seen more and more security breaches, and I want to talk about the AMD security breach, where a lot of different stuff was taken or stolen out of that breach. So, AMD did say a statement on this saying that they're aware of the cyber criminal organization claiming to be in process of stolen AMD data. We're working closely with law enforcement officials and third-party hosting partners to investigate the claim and the significance of the data, right? And the compromises of the data are said to have user IDs, job function, email addresses, employment status, first and last names, and business phone numbers. I'm guessing, and also it seems to have like source code, firmwares, finances, proprietary ROM files, all that stuff. And a lot of different stuff here in this data breach. Now, if you remember, Nvidia was also hacked by a similar group back in 2022. I believe I did a video kind of talking about that or mentioned it in a video. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the hacking area, causing companies a lot of different aggravation, lost work, and we see this. I go to Bleeping Computer every once in a while, check out what the latest is of of the data breaches, and it is insane everything going on in there. As I've said in other videos, right, when you have a security flaw, it's just to harden against another attack where to prevent somebody else from getting into a different area. That's all it is, and this is just um, more credence to that, right? So like there's Neiman Marcus had their accounts all hacked. There was even banks being Lockbit is saying that they got bank data now. Um, they had mentioned it was the Federal Reserve. It wasn't the Federal Reserve, but Lockbit has been on a tear crazily. So all these companies going after it and getting just attacked, getting their data stolen. This is just one thing, where I say kind of make sure your password change. There's different credit card items out now today where you can create a temporary credit card. I think that's going to become bigger in the future where I would even believe that there are going to be credit card companies that are going to go through and have the ability to have different credit card numbers for each online site that you want, and you can just use that credit card number for that online site. And if it were to happen to be stolen, everything, that number gets deleted, pulled. I think there's going to be a lot more of this. Companies are going to try to do a more hardening approach, and I keep saying hardening because I don't think you can prevent these types of things. There's going to be another vector of attack at some point. So, however it gets in through ransomware or whatever else, on the network side, you're going to have a network, side of things where you're blocking the network side, especially if you know a file or something that can come through there. That's going to have to be blocked. You're going to have to also do some sort of local scanning, as well as be able to, though, still have your workers be able to complete their work, which is a balancing act to say the least. And I don't think that this is going to get any better going down. We had Rockstar Games GTA 6 also was, stolen, and I'm sure these companies are trying to work on it. On your personal networks, I'm sure that you're not aware of everything that goes on, especially if you have a consumer router or your internet provider's router. But if you have your own router, you might have, and you look at it, you might have some idea. I know it happens a lot, and we're just going to have to keep taking on a item of how do we harden against this, how do we protect ourselves better, and make sure that we are in a position where if there was a data breach or everything, we can minimize that and have a quick plan to action to be able to solve and move on past it. Because the one thing you don't want is to be stuck and have a huge loss of work, right? How fast can you get a turnaround to make sure whatever it is out of your network, out of your users' computers, if that is personal or if that is you are a network admin or whatever else. How are we going to systems admin, wherever you are, How are we going to get by this as quick as possible, get there and get back up and running? I know we've seen healthcare stuff down for months. We've seen other stuff, getting hit at a constant basis, especially with Lockbit here recently. You know, there is stuff, I read something where there's, what is it, Snowblind is a malware that's abusing the Android security side of things, backdoors into plugins into WordPress.org. This is all out there where people are leveraging, and how do you prevent that as somebody that's trying to have, let's say, even a local company, a global company, a personal network, and personal devices, so that people can continue to get work done and not have to worry about losing their data or losing their work where you have downtime, because that's the one thing you don't want, is to have downtime on your work. So with that, that's all I kind of had today. I want to know what your thoughts are on this, on these security flaws. How bad do you think the AMD is with their, product information and everything else? I mean, Nvidia had it as well, so there is that sort of problem with it, and that sort of problem where it's already been out there. Other companies' data has already been out there. This is just AMD being hit, and you just have to kind of harden against this and do it. But what are your thoughts? What do you think is all out there? Do you think that this data will ever surface, or do you think that AMD may be able to mitigate it, be able to not get it on the servers, or will nobody just ever buy it? So with that, thank you so much for watching Gray Overload. Thank you for supporting this channel, and like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon, watching another one of my videos, as that really does help out the channel. Until next time, God bless.